Hey friends, and welcome back tonight with Baking with Joy. We're going to be making a devil's food cake tonight. And to start with, I've got my dry ingredients whisked up in this bowl. I've got cake flour, baking cocoa, baking powder, baking soda, and salt. All whisked up together. I'm not going to give you the measurements, but I'll post the full recipe in the description box. But I am having this recipe because I didn't want a full-size cake. So everything is cut in half that I'm putting into this mixing bowl. But we're going to go ahead and get started. And we're going to go ahead and just put in our dry ingredients right here. Let's make sure we got all of the dry ingredients scraped down from the bowl. Usually we start out with our cake with creaming the butter and the sugar and adding the eggs. But we're doing it a little backwards. This is just a simple one bowl recipe. And we don't have any butter to cream. So I started off with my dry ingredients. Next, I have some cooking oil. Then I'm going to add my sugar. And then I'm going to add my buttermilk. And to the buttermilk, I've added about a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then I've got an egg. And this is what's going to really make this cake taste good. I have some hot coffee that I saved from a cup of coffee that I made. In case you didn't know, coffee enhances the flavor of chocolate. So we're just going to add that in here. And that's simple. Next, we're going to get this all mixed up. I'm going to take my little hand mixer, get it all mixed up well. When we come back, we'll pour it up into our little cake pans. Okay, everybody, I got all my ingredients mixed up. So that's all you have to do for this recipe. Is just what you saw me pour up into the bowl and mix till it gets well incorporated. And I've got my two little 6-inch cake pans, because you would normally bake the full recipe in two 8 to 9-inch cake pans. So I've got two little 6-inch because we have the recipe. So I've sprayed my pans with Baker's Joy or a pound baking spray, and we're just going to pour up our cake batter. And the cake batter is real liquidy. It's not thick like some cake batter, and that's because we didn't use any butter. We used cooking oil and mainly liquid ingredients to our dry ingredients. Okay, that looks about even. And so now we're going to, I have preheated my oven to 325, and I'm going to put these little cakes in the oven for about 30 minutes, and when they get done, we'll come back and I'll show you how we make frosting. We're going to make vanilla buttercream frosting, and we'll be back shortly. Okay, everybody, we're back, and my cakes are out of the oven. And if you just want to see how pretty they baked up, they baked at 325 for 35 minutes, and they're nice, even, and smooth. I've let them cool for approximately 20 minutes, so they won't be hot when we put our frosting on. So it won't take us but a minute to make up this vanilla buttercream on this devil's food cake. And in here I've got a stick of butter. I've got 2 cups of powdered sugar and about 2 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream. I like to use heavy whipping cream as the liquid to cream my buttercream frosting. You can use evaporated milk, or you can use whole milk, or half and half if you don't have heavy whipping cream. It just gives it a slightly richer flavor. And to that heavy whipping cream, I put about a teaspoon of vanilla flavoring. So we're going to start out with creaming our butter. And it was already soft. And anytime that you make icing for a cake or baking for a cake, your butter always needs to be soft at room temperature. Unless it calls for melted butter. And so to that, we're going to just go ahead and add in our powdered sugar here. Smells so good. Okay, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and get this mixed on up. And it's got a little bit more powdered sugar to get incorporated. And when we come back, we'll get this little cake frosted. Okay, everybody, I've got one of the little cakes frosted. And as you can see, it did pick up a little cake crumbs there. So we're ready to put in our second little layer. We're just going to fit it in right there. We've got a couple of little crumbs here that I'm going to get off. Okay. So we're just going to get the rest of this icing on this cake. Okay. I got the rest of the icing out on my little top layer. We're just going to try to push it over the sides here. Okay, we're just getting our frosting on. And once I get it completely frosted, we'll be back. Okay, everybody, I got my little cake frosted. And you can see the little cake crumbs in there. And what you can do is when you put on a thin layer, just refrigerate it for a few minutes. And let it get cool, your cake get chilled. And then when you come back, you can frost it. And that'll prevent those little cake crumbs from settling in your icing. But we're just going to cut a piece. And you see I'll put some little Hershey Kisses on top. And you can see how beautiful it is. And we're just going to give it a taste test. I can tell you right now it is moist and tender. It's delicious. Devil's Food Cake with vanilla buttercream icing. You could probably put caramel icing, or you can even put chocolate fudge icing on it. But this vanilla buttercream just sets it off really well. Okay, everybody, so this has been Baking with Joy, Devil's Food Cake with vanilla buttercream icing. And I hope you try this recipe. It's easy. It will make a great Valentine's Day cake. And until next time, have a blessed day.